I'm taking you behind the scenes on how I research before a prospect meeting and the 3 tools that I swear by. My name's Abbie White, and on this channel we talk about all things sales, growth, and go-to-market. So firstly, quick bit of context before we dive into the 3 tools that I swear by. If you look at the data on buyers feel that sellers are underprepared. They don't know them. They don't know their business. They haven't done their homework. And if you flip it around the other way and you look at the highest performing sellers, they're actually reaching out less than underperformers, but they're researching every single time. And so now, with all the information we've got publicly available to us, it's almost unforgivable to turn up to a customer meeting, having not done a little bit of homework to be able to personalize, tailor your approach, and understand a bit about the individual, their business, and the industry. Those are the 3 things I'm looking for: the individual, their business, and their industry. So let's dive into the 3 tools that I use that basically shortcut the process. This used to take me absolutely hours, and now I can do it in under 5 minutes flat. So tool number 1 that I swear by is LinkedIn Sales Navigator. They relatively recently introduced their AI feature, which is Account IQ. So if you go from your LinkedIn profile and you use the paid functionality of Sales Navigator, or you can do a 30-day free trial to test it out, you can go in and then you can start to look at accounts that might be of interest. So I'll actually use LinkedIn as the example, and it pulls in live data from Bing. So if we pretend that LinkedIn is the prospect, it will show me, how does LinkedIn make money? What was their revenue and their earnings last year? What are some of their strategic priorities that I might want to have a think about before I walk into a meeting to be able to tailor my conversation? Who are some of the key people over here on the right-hand side? Who are some of the key people who I might want to be connected to, or I might want to check out before a meeting, because they're going to be my key stakeholders that are involved. And remember, now there's over 15 stakeholders typically involved in a journey. What are some of the business challenges? And again, this is pulling from publicly available information, so you do need to validate this in your meeting. But typically for larger organizations who have got annual reports, it's a really good source of data. What's the competitive landscape? Who are typical competitors you would expect them to come up against? Then you can also see on the right-hand side here, have they been in the news? This one for me is critical. You don't want to be walking into a new business meeting and there's just been an acquisition or an announcement or a change of CEO or whatever it might have been that you're actually not across. So really quickly, I can look and see, is there anything that is current or changed or big that I want to be across that's newsworthy? And then I can look down at their headcount insights. So that could be pretty interesting in my world where I'm focused on sales. Are they increasing the number of sellers? Are they decreasing sellers? What are things happening with their headcount, and how could that actually influence part of the conversation? And then I can start to map out who are some of my key relationships within LinkedIn. And what you can actually do, which is one better, is you can build out a relationship map to understand who are your key stakeholders, who are the key decision makers, the influencers, the buyers, and so on. So you can really start to actually build that out and understand whether you've got good enough coverage across the account. Really important to remember here, if you have too few relationships, too few stakeholders, your opportunity is significantly at risk. If someone were to resign, get made redundant, move on, you've really only got all your eggs in one basket with 1 or 2 relationships. Now this piece I really like. This one's also relatively new and is a feature with Account IQ, which is buyer intent. Account IQ is also linked up with our Sales Redefined website and our Sales Redefined page and my personal page. So what it's doing is sending intent signals. Has someone been checking out my profile or our business profile or our website? And therefore, is there a level of intent there? And showing an interest in our offerings. And so you can see there, and you can actually filter by those people who are high intent. Now, the reason I love this is, as sellers, we are often time poor. We've got a lot of things to do. And so I want to go where it's the absolute warmest, hottest, and highest potential. And so therefore I want to be filtering by high intent account leads. And then looking down, I can also see if there's any other activity where someone is connected to me, they've viewed my profile, and any of the key decision makers might have had an activity with us. So on this page, what I'm doing is I'm using Account IQ to try and gain some insights into this business. Where are they at? Are they growing? What are some of their business opportunities? What are some of their challenges? Who are their competition? Who are some of the key stakeholders? Have they actually visited my webpage or my LinkedIn page and therefore shown some shape or form of intent towards Sales Redefined and myself as a business? So Account IQ gives me a really quick pulse check and pulls together all different sources that typically I would have spent probably 2-3 hours looking at. Now, the final point to note here is please validate the information. It is pulling in publicly available information, but I always just do a quick scan of their website and a couple other things just to make sure that I'm on the right track. Before we move on to the next tool, quick one, make sure you subscribe to our channel. We are releasing new educational videos every single week, so make sure that you are the first to get your hands on them. So the second tool that I swear by is Crystal Knows. So I'm going to use me as the guinea pig and the example in this one. This is my LinkedIn profile. And you can see, because I've got the Chrome plugin for Crystal Knows over here on the right-hand side, it gives me a view. If I was having a prospect meeting with me, how I might engage and approach the conversation. So if I start loading up Crystal Knows, as I said, I've enabled the plugin on Chrome. I can see that my profile, if I was meeting with me for the first time, is that I'm a strong I in the disc profile, and it starts to give me some feelers for what I should be doing, i.e. keep the conversation focused, aim at a specific outcome, more high-level summaries than deep diving into detail. This is all very accurate for me. Don't focus on risk or downside, focus more on the positive and the potential. And you can see it places me where I am on the disc map. I'm putting here in this filter that I'm profiling me as a potential prospect. So it's giving me the lens, therefore, of a new business meeting. So it then talks about some of what my behavior might expect to be. So I might be leading the conversation in a meeting, looking at the big picture. How would you write to me? Avoid having too many attachments, too many things. I'm actually really big on that. I hate loads and loads of information. It takes forever. I want someone to cut to the chase, get to the point. So this is all really, really accurate for me. How to drive me to take action, what energizes me, what drains me, when speaking to me, things that you can do, use visual aids, be less polished and more dynamic, and so on. Now with Crystal Knows, or any other tool like this for that matter, please do not treat it as gospel. This is based on how I've written my profile, my experience, and analyzing it and coming up with insights as to what behavioral profile and disc profile I might be. It might not be 100% accurate. I might have had my profile professionally copywritten. It might be giving me actually a different steer. So I use it as a guide. In my experience, it's been incredibly, incredibly accurate. However, when I walk into a meeting, I'm still prepared that that might not be the case. What it does help me do is do preparation and go, this person might want to just cut to the chase, and therefore here's in the back pocket the slides that I might want to use for this presentation. However, if for whatever reason I've got it wrong and they're extremely detailed and they want to go into the nitty-gritty in this instance, then I also have those to one side as well. My experience, it's been extremely accurate, but use it with that caution. The third tool that I'm going to show you also leverages AI, is our good friend ChatGPT. Now, when it comes to AI, everyone's got a different favorite. Whether you're using ChatGPT, Copilot, Claude, Gemini, it doesn't really matter. For the purpose of this example, I've used ChatGPT. And what I've done is I've gone to the prospect's website, I've downloaded their annual report, I've uploaded it into ChatGPT, and then I'm asking ChatGPT questions to be able to draw out the relevant information that I need to be able to go into that prospect meeting well prepared. This is a quickfire, very, very basic example. Clearly you can do more sophisticated searches than this, but I just want to showcase the point that normally I would have spent ages reading this annual report, and as you can see within a few seconds flat, I have got some of the strategic priorities. You can then ask questions and say, is there any information about IT budget, IT priorities, and spend? So just using various prompts to continue asking questions. So already I'm getting a really, really, really good picture of what might be some of the priorities and helping me prepare for the meeting. I can even go further and say, what questions should I ask in an initial new business meeting as an IT provider? With ChatGPT and a lot of the AI tools, the quality of the output is really dependent on the quality of the prompts. I save my prompts in templates that are on my desktop, so I make it really quick for the frequent ones that I'm using to be able to shortcut the process. But if we ask quite generic questions, we are going to get quite generic answers. A little bit like if you asked an assistant to do this research for you and you didn't give them a very good brief and you just sent them off on a wild goose chase, you would get exactly the same. So I think we're having to all spend the time up front writing the right prompts, asking for the right information to be able to get the high quality output. Now, what I've done for you is just an extremely quick, extremely high level example to showcase what I'm talking about. You can now go and build out your own prompts, as I've done, that are far more detailed for the solution or the product that you're selling. So there you have it. Those are my top 3 tools that I use to research and shortcut the process and therefore be able to embed the habits of high performance sellers. If you found that valuable, comment below which tool out of the 3 is your favorite. Which tool would you like me to record a video on next time and that I didn't cover in this one? What's your go-to tool for prospecting? Don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you're enjoying this video so that you never miss a new video that we release with only the best high performance sales and growth top tips. Finally, share the video away with a friend or a colleague who is really doubling down on their prospecting right now, and hopefully this can also help them save hours too.